I found a really affordable property in Brazil. It only costs 120 million reais, which is $22 million. So, I mean, a Brazilian earning an average income, which is around 3,000 reais per month. It would only take them 3,300 years in order to buy this property. And even for a Swedish person earning an average salary in Sweden, which is around 35,000 kroner per month, it would still take them 500 years in order to be able to afford this property. And that's assuming you save your whole salary and you don't spend any of it. So yeah, this property is pretty expensive, and just to give you a few details about it. So it's got 5 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, 3 kitchens, home cinema, 2 swimming pools, spa area, and a garage for 19 cars. And the total size of the property is 3,323 square meters, which is 35,000 square feet. And the plot land is 2,180 square meters, which is 23,000 square feet. And this house is located in Sao Paulo, in a neighborhood called Alphaville, which is in the northwest of Sao Paulo. And this is a very affluent area. It's full of gated communities with really expensive properties and lots of expensive apartments as well. So this house is in one of these gated communities. So you can see there's no fence or anything around it. And that's because the whole gated community has 24-hour security. And it also has a swimming pool, gym, playground, and lots of other facilities. And the real estate agent selling this property is Felt Negocios Imobiliarios. And I'll leave a link to him in the description below. So any millionaires watching this video, you can contact him. So he sells lots of really expensive properties. Okay, so let's have a look at this property. So you can see it's been built in a modern style, like a box, which some people like. I prefer more traditional style houses with a proper roof and not so boxy. But it does have a nice front garden, some nice palm trees, and a big driveway, and vertical garden here to the right, although that palm tree there does look a bit dead. And then the property has some big windows, especially next to the big door. But you can see the curtains have been drawn. And that is one funny thing about these properties with massive windows. And that is that they build them with these really nice big windows, but then they draw the curtains because the properties are pretty close to the road. And so neighbors can walk on the road and see into the house and see everything that you're doing. And what that means is they draw the curtains and keep the curtains closed for most of the time. And that kind of defeats the whole purpose of having these really big windows. Okay, so now let's go into the property and have a look inside. So let's see how you open up this massive door. Oh, so it swings open in the middle, which is a bit unusual, I think. I mean, it's big enough so you can easily fit through, but I was expecting it to open like a normal door. You come straight into the hallway, which is really big and spacious, nice high ceilings, with a very nice curved staircase at the end there. And then you've got these suspended plants. I'm not sure if they're real or fake. So yeah, I guess that's quite unique. And you can see behind him as well some big patio doors which lead out into the garden as well. So yeah, that's really nice. Although I'm sure that lets in lots of bugs when you have that open in the evening. And you've got the big windows behind you here with the curtains closed and some big chandeliers hanging down. And then you've got a lift or elevator there to the left, which all big mansions need to have. And then here to the right is a bathroom. A very nice sink there, illuminated sink. Oh yeah, they've got some big windows as well, so they have to pull curtains here in the bathroom as well, so the neighbors don't see you using the toilet. And here's the curved staircase. That looks very nice, actually. I like that curved staircase. I mean, yeah, not the most practical staircase, but then you've got the lift if you need to like transport things up to the second floor. Okay, now we're going to the dining room. But here there is a second lift. Oh, so there are 2 lifts in this property. And here's the dining room table. I think they used the same stone as they had in that bathroom for the sink. And it seems like there's like lights underneath it or something to illuminate it. So yeah, that's definitely impressive, this table, that's for sure. And then lots of mirrors on the wall. And then here's the living room, which is very spacious. A nice big fireplace there underneath the TV. A nice piano as well. And then the TV above the fireplace is kind of being inbuilt into the wall with some glass or something. And I'm sure that's a massive TV, but it doesn't look very big in this big room, that's for sure. And then to the right here, they've got a wine cellar or wine room because it's not in the basement. And on the other side is an office, which is nice. They like their mirrors in this house, don't they? But these walls look kind of gold or brass colored. But yeah, a nice office. And then on the other side of the living room, you've got a bar area here with even more seating. Oh, you've got a table here with a chessboard as well, so you can play some chess. And you've got a big bar here with the same marble that you've used for the dining table. And here you can see more of the garden as well and the swimming pool. I think the grass must be synthetic there, but it looks very nice. And then here's the garden and the outside area. So you've got more seating out here with a fireplace. And another vertical garden here to the right. And here you can see a swimming pool, so it's pretty big. It's one of these infinity pools. And it's a very nice view as well from the pool and the garden. So you can see this house is pretty high up as well. And in the middle there you've got a jacuzzi. And then on the other side you've got more seating area and a barbecue, or what they call a gourmet area. So it's basically a kitchen outside. So you've got sink, normal stove, a barbecue, and at the far end they've got a pizza oven as well. So you definitely got everything to do some entertaining outside, that's for sure. And another bathroom and shower behind it, which is always handy when you've got swimming pools. You don't need to walk inside the house to go to the bathroom and take a shower. And now the guy, I think, is going to show how you close the patio doors. So they're just sliding patio doors, really big. And yeah, these patio doors look really nice, and it looks really nice when everything's open. But what that means is that a lot of bugs come into the house. And yeah, if I was living in this house, I wouldn't be able to have these patio doors open. I would just go crazy with all the bugs coming into the house. And then in here is the main kitchen. So you kind of got a gourmet barbecue area outside next to the pool, and then in here is the main inside kitchen. And it looks pretty small. It's actually big. It's just that all the other rooms are so big that the kitchen kind of looks a bit small. But yeah, it definitely has everything you need. And probably the owners of the property have never used it. I'm sure they have lots of staff to make all of their meals. And if you go out this big door here, you come back into the hallway and the staircase. So let's go upstairs and have a look at all the bedrooms up there. So up here in the hallway you have more seating. I'm always shocked how many sofas and chairs there are in these mansions. I'm sure half of them never get sat on. Oh, and this seating area here in the hallway also has kind of a mini kitchen as well with a sink and stuff. I mean, yeah, I guess that's pretty handy, so you don't have to walk downstairs to make yourself breakfast, make yourself a tea or a coffee. And you've got a nice balcony here overlooking the swimming pool. And then up here, as well as the bedrooms, you also have a home cinema room. So you've got seating here for 8 people. That's a really nice room. I mean, I personally would have put the home cinema room downstairs, because if you want to crank up the volume, it'd be more practical to have it downstairs. If someone's sleeping, you don't wake them up. Oh, and behind here you have another bathroom. Well, that's good. So if you're watching a movie and you get desperate to go to the toilet, you don't have to run very far. So now let's go and have a look at some of the bedrooms. So this is one of the guest bedrooms. It's got an ensuite, very nice. Big windows, which you can't see because they pull the curtains. And then beyond this wall, you've got lots of wardrobes. And then in here is the bathroom. But one thing I find funny in Brazilian bathrooms is they don't have exhaust fans in the bathrooms to remove the humid air. So you can see that you've got a window near the shower, which helps to remove the steam and everything. But I'm used to having an exhaust fan in the bathroom, which I think is more effective in removing humidity and steam and everything. But even a house worth, $22 million doesn't put an exhaust fan in the bathrooms. And also here you can see the air conditioning unit on the wall here. So they put split air conditioning units in this house, so there's no central air conditioning or anything, which I understand in normal houses, which aren't very big. You don't want to invest in central air conditioning, which is more expensive in Brazil compared to just installing a couple of individual split air conditioning units. But in a house like this, it makes more sense to put in a central air conditioning unit, that's for sure. And then here's another bedroom, must be a child's bedroom. Oh, here they've opened the curtains. Oh, because here you've got more privacy. There's no road right outside the window if people can look in. Here you've got a nice view. But actually this is more of a playroom, isn't it? There's no bed or anything. So you've just got some toys in here. And then through here you've got another bathroom. Very organized playroom, that's for sure. And now let's have a look at the master bedroom. So you walk through this door here and you come to the walk-in wardrobe or closet, which is really big. I would say it's probably bigger than most people's bedrooms. And next to it you have the ensuite bathroom, which is also very impressive. So you've got sinks on both sides, and then you have a bath in the middle there at the far end, and then showers on both sides. So you've got 2 showers in here. Oh, and 2 toilets as well. I guess that's handy. Although I'm not sure if you don't want a bit more privacy when you go to the toilet. You'll definitely be able to hear each other, that's for sure. And then beyond the bathroom is the master bedroom, which has got some big windows, really nice. The bed looks pretty small, that's probably because the room is very large. Although in general, Brazilians don't have very large beds. I mean, we Swedes, we like big beds. I think most people in Sweden kind of have super king size or even bigger than that emperor size beds, so that husband and the wife have their kind of their own space in beds. But here in Brazil in general the beds are a bit smaller. At the far end then you've got a screen and projector as well. Yeah, so it's a very nice bedroom, that's for sure. And the two big chandeliers as well on both sides of the bed. And a big balcony as well. So here you can see a bit of the gated community. It's got a fair few trees actually, so these gated communities are quite green. Okay, so that was the master bedroom. And then there are two more bedrooms with en-suites, but we're not going to have a look at that. And let's go down into the basement where they've got a spa, they've got some bedrooms for the housekeepers, maids, and so on. Also a big garage, and they also have a big utility laundry room as well. But it's funny how they have two lifts. So one lift goes to the bedrooms, but then you have to change lift and go to the other one in order to go down to the basement. I'm not sure why they did it like that. So you've got another gold sculpture here to the left. And then here you've got this really long corridor. And then here to the right here you have the utility room or laundry room. Some storage space here, but he doesn't want to show that. Must be messy in there. And then, oh, in here they've got all the equipment for the swimming pool. I think that white thing there on the left is a backup generator. Oh, here they've got water tanks as well. The lift here is the same one that he took to get down here. It's just got two doors. So it opens up into the laundry room and into the hallway. And here you've got a little living room and kitchen for the housekeepers and the maids. And then here's an office for the workers, but it could be a bedroom. And in here is a bathroom. And then if you carry on here to the right, there's another bedroom for the housekeepers. So yeah, it's quite a big area just for the housekeepers, the maids. So they have their own living room, kitchen, office, bedroom, and two bathrooms. And if we go back to the long corridor and walk to the end, you get to the garage. Apparently you can fit 19 cars in here. I mean, it's a bit difficult to see how many spaces there are in total, but 19 cars feels like a slight exaggeration. You can see I've got, what, 3 Formula 1 cars. I mean, they are replicas, but still, to have 3 replica Formula 1 cars in the garage. I mean, I guess the owner of this property must love Formula 1. And you've even got really nice views from the garage as well. But you do have to be a bit careful when you're parking, that you don't drive a bit too far when you're parking and you crash through the window. And if you go through the store here, you've got a small indoor swimming pool and spa area. So a nice little swimming pool, very nice views again, with 2 chandeliers and kind of a brass gold ceiling. And at the far end here to the right, you have a sauna or steam room. And then next to it, you have a massage area. But one thing I'm surprised about is it doesn't have a gym. I mean, I know there's a big gym for the whole gated community, but if you're going to spend 120 million reais or $22 million, you'd want your own gym in the property, that's for sure. You don't want to share with lots of other people. But so I think that's one thing kind of missing from here. But I guess you can just make the garage slightly smaller and build a nice gym there. Okay, so that was the tour of this mansion. It only cost 120 million reais, $22 million. I mean, yeah, there's lots of nice things about this property. I mean, I really like the views from the back of the property. Swimming pool is really nice, the master bedroom as well, and also just the general fixtures and fittings as well, very luxurious. So yeah, lots of positives. But the fact that you have a tiny garden, so the only garden is basically the patio area and the swimming pool, so you don't really have a lawn. There's no tennis courts or anything. And then also the front garden isn't that big, the road is pretty close to it. And so you have this problem of these big windows with neighbors being able to look into the whole house unless you close the curtains. And also the fact that it's missing a gym. So yeah, lots of positives and negatives. And then finally the price as well. I mean, that is a lot of money. Yeah, and I understand why it's so expensive, because the property's in Alphaville and in a very exclusive gated community. And yeah, if this property was in some other area in Brazil, it would cost a lot less. And yeah, if I had 120 million reais, I would probably prefer to buy smaller, still very nice, luxurious houses in other parts of Brazil, you know, rent out most of them and earn lots of passive income, rather than just buying this one big house in Alphaville. So if you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe. If you've got any questions or anything, leave in the commentary below. So thanks for watching, until next time.